Osiris, Lord of the Afterlife. Revered as the god who presided over the underworld, Osiris was a figure of immense significance in ancient Egyptian mythology. His green skin symbolized rebirth and regeneration, a powerful reminder of the cycle of life and death. Ancient Egypt was a land of vibrant mythology where the divine and the mortal worlds intertwined seamlessly. The Nile River, the lifeblood of Egypt, flowed through a civilization rich in culture and tradition. The bustling marketplaces and grand pyramids stood as testaments to their advanced society. The Egyptians believed in a pantheon of gods, each with their own unique attributes and responsibilities. These deities were not distant figures, but were deeply integrated into the daily lives of the people. Temples and statues were erected in their honor, and their stories were carved into the walls of tombs and temples. These gods influenced every aspect of their lives, from the rising of the sun to the flooding of the Nile. Rituals and offerings were a common sight as the Egyptians sought to appease their gods and ensure their favor. Priests played a crucial role in maintaining this divine connection, performing ceremonies that were believed to sustain the balance of the universe. Osiris stood out as a central figure in this pantheon. As the god of the underworld, he was responsible for judging the souls of the deceased. His story was one of tragedy and triumph, embodying the eternal struggle between life and death. He was the god of the underworld, ruling over the realm of the dead with fairness and justice. The ancient Egyptians believed that after death their souls would be judged by Osiris, who would weigh their hearts against the feather of Ma'at, the goddess of truth and justice. He also represented death, resurrection, and the cycle of life. His own resurrection story, where he was brought back to life by his wife Isis, was a powerful symbol of hope and renewal. This narrative reinforced the belief in an afterlife and the possibility of rebirth. Osiris was more than just a god of death. He was a symbol of eternal life and the promise of renewal. His worshippers believed that through him, they too could achieve immortality. Ceremonies and rituals dedicated to Osiris were elaborate, reflecting the deep reverence the Egyptians had for him. He embodied hope and the promise of renewal. In times of despair, the Egyptians looked to Osiris for comfort and assurance. His presence in their mythology provided a sense of continuity and stability, reinforcing the belief that life would continue beyond death. Osiris's story captivated the ancient Egyptians. His journey from life to death and back to life again was a powerful narrative that resonated deeply with them. It was a story of love, betrayal, and ultimate redemption, reflecting the complexities of human existence. He provided solace and meaning in the face of mortality. The belief in Osiris and his role in the afterlife offered the Egyptians a way to cope with the inevitability of death. It gave them hope that their souls would find peace and that they would be reunited with their loved ones in the afterlife. He offered guidance on navigating the afterlife. The ancient texts, such as the Book of the Dead, provided detailed instructions on how to journey through the underworld and reach the afterlife. Osiris was depicted as a benevolent guide, leading the souls of the deceased through the challenges they faced. His myth resonated deeply with the Egyptians. It was a source of inspiration and comfort, reminding them of the cyclical nature of life and the possibility of renewal. The story of Osiris was a testament to the enduring power of faith in the human spirit. They believed in the possibility of life after death. The elaborate burial rituals and tomb paintings were expressions of this belief. The Egyptians envisioned an afterlife where they would continue to live, work, and be with their loved ones, guided by the benevolent presence of Osiris. Osiris's tale is a story of betrayal and loss. It is a tale that has been passed down through generations, capturing the imagination of all who hear it. The story begins in the ancient land of Egypt, where Osiris, the wise and benevolent king, ruled with a just and compassionate hand. His reign was marked by prosperity and peace, and the people of Egypt flourished under his guidance. Osiris was a wise and benevolent king. He was loved by his people and respected by his peers. His wisdom and fairness were unmatched, and he brought great prosperity to the land. The crops were bountiful, the rivers flowed with abundance, and the people lived in harmony. Osiris's rule was a golden age for Egypt, a time of unparalleled peace and prosperity. He ruled Egypt with justice and compassion. His court was a place of fairness, where disputes were settled with wisdom and care. Osiris was not just a ruler, he was a father to his people, guiding them with a gentle hand and a kind heart. His reign was a beacon of hope and stability in a world that often seemed chaotic and uncertain. His brother Set was consumed by envy. Set, the god of chaos and destruction, could not bear to see Osiris's success. He was filled with jealousy and hatred, and he plotted to take the throne for himself. Set's envy grew with each passing day, and he became more and more determined to overthrow his brother. Set craved Osiris's power and sought to usurp his throne. He was willing to do whatever it took to achieve his goal, even if it meant betraying his own family. Set's desire for power consumed him, and he began to hatch a plan to get rid of Osiris once and for all. In a cunning act of treachery, Set tricked Osiris. He invited Osiris to a grand feast, pretending to honor him, but in reality, Set had a sinister plan. He had a beautifully crafted chest made, one that was designed to fit Osiris perfectly. During the feast, Set challenged the guests to see who could fit inside the chest, knowing that only Osiris would be able to do so. He trapped him in a beautifully crafted chest. As soon as Osiris lay down inside, Set and his accomplices slammed the lid shut and sealed it tight. Osiris was trapped, unable to escape. The chest was a masterpiece of craftsmanship, but it became a prison for the benevolent king. Set then cast the chest into the Nile, drowning Osiris. The mighty river carried the chest away, and with it, the life of the great king. The waters of the Nile, which had once brought life and prosperity to Egypt, now became the instrument of Osiris's demise. The Nile carried Osiris's body away. The river, a symbol of life and renewal, now bore the weight of death and loss. Osiris's body was carried far from the land he loved, far from the people who depended on him. The once peaceful waters of the Nile now seemed dark and foreboding, a reflection of the sorrow that had befallen Egypt. This marked the beginning of a period of mourning and chaos in Egypt. The people were devastated by the loss of their beloved king. The land, once so prosperous and peaceful, was now plunged into turmoil. The death of Osiris was not just the loss of a ruler, it was the loss of hope, the end of an era. Egypt would never be the same again. Isis, Osiris's wife, was a powerful sorceress. She was fiercely devoted to her husband. She refused to accept his death. Isis embarked on a perilous journey. She searched for Osiris's body. Isis's determination to find Osiris was unwavering. She traveled far and wide, overcoming countless obstacles. She used her magic to gather information. She sought help from other deities. Her unwavering love for Osiris fueled her quest. Isis's relentless search led her to Byblos. The city, known for its ancient ruins and rich history, was a place of mystery and intrigue. Isis, driven by her unwavering love and determination, scoured every corner of Byblos, leaving no stone unturned. Her journey was fraught with challenges, but her resolve never wavered. She discovered that Osiris's chest had become lodged in a tamarisk tree. This tree, sacred and ancient, stood tall and majestic, its branches reaching out like arms embracing the sky. The chest, hidden within its trunk, was a testament to the enduring power of nature and the mysteries it held. The tree had grown around the chest, encasing it within its trunk. Over time, the tree had become a living monument, a silent guardian of Osiris's body. Its roots dug deep into the earth, drawing strength from the soil, while its branches reached for the heavens, symbolizing the eternal connection between life and death. The tree with Osiris's body inside had become a pillar in the palace of the king of Byblos. This palace, grand and opulent, was a place of power and influence. The tamarisk tree, now a central pillar, stood as a silent witness to the events that had transpired, its presence a reminder of the divine and the mortal intertwined. Isis, through her wisdom and magic, retrieved Osiris's body. Her knowledge of ancient spells and rituals allowed her to perform feats that were beyond the comprehension of ordinary mortals. With a heart full of love and a mind sharp with wisdom, she carefully extracted the chest from the tree, her actions guided by the divine. She brought it back to Egypt. The journey was long and arduous, but Isis's determination never faltered. She traveled across deserts and sailed down the Nile, the lifeblood of Egypt, carrying the precious chest that held Osiris's body. Her return to Egypt was a moment of triumph, a testament to her unwavering love and devotion. This act of love and devotion set the stage for Osiris's resurrection. The rituals that followed were steeped in ancient traditions, invoking the gods and the forces of the universe. Osiris, the god of the afterlife, was given a second chance at life. his resurrection a symbol of hope and renewal for all of Egypt. Isis's love for Osiris transcended death itself. Their story became a legend, a timeless tale of love, loss, and the triumph of the human spirit. It was a reminder that love, in its purest form, is a force that can overcome even the greatest of obstacles, bridging the gap between life and death, and uniting souls for eternity. Section 5. Resurrection and Rebirth. Osiris's transformation. Isis, with the help of her sister Nephthys, performed powerful magic. They used their incantations and rituals to revive Osiris. They breathed life back into his body. This resurrection was temporary. Osiris could not fully return to the land of the living. Osiris's transformation marked a significant moment in Egyptian mythology. He became the ruler of the underworld, the Duat. He was now responsible for judging the souls of the dead. Section 6. Osiris as judge of the dead, weighing the heart. In the afterlife, Egyptians believed they would face judgment. Osiris presided over this judgment. The heart of the deceased was weighed against the feather of Ma'at. Ma'at represented truth, justice, and order. If the heart was lighter than the feather, the soul was deemed worthy. It could then enter the afterlife. Osiris's role as judge highlighted the importance of morality. Egyptians believed they would be held accountable for their actions in life. Section 7. The impact of Osiris on Egyptian beliefs. The myth of Osiris had a profound impact on Egyptian society. It reinforced the belief in life after death. The Egyptians believed in the possibility of resurrection. This belief influenced their burial practices. They developed elaborate mummification rituals. The story of Osiris provided comfort. It offered hope for a blissful afterlife. The Egyptians embraced Osiris as a symbol of renewal. Section 8. Osiris in ancient Egyptian history. Osiris played a significant role in ancient Egyptian history. He was worshipped throughout Egypt. He was particularly revered in the city of Abydos. Abydos became a major cult center for Osiris. Festivals were held in Osiris's honor. People celebrated his resurrection. They reaffirmed their faith in the cycle of life and death. Section 9. Conclusion. The enduring legacy of Osiris. The myth of Osiris continues to fascinate us today. It offers insights into ancient Egyptian beliefs. It explores themes of death, resurrection, and the pursuit of justice. Osiris's story remains a powerful reminder of the enduring human desire for immortality. Osiris's legacy transcends time. He remains a symbol of hope and the enduring power of the human spirit.